What's up, Market Snipers? This is Jesse. It's about 6 p.m. my time on Wednesday. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having off to a good start in the week. We're going to try to keep this video short, 5 to 8 minutes. First, though, just trying out this new microphone. I've actually had it. I just never set it up. I've been using the microphone on the laptop and off and on, back and forth, the camera from the one that I'm looking at now, or versus the laptop camera, which is fine too. But I've had some people reach out and say, "Hey, upgrade your audio." I didn't want some big microphone in my face, so I finally set this up. So we'll see if it. I think it's better. Let me know. Shoot me a message or in the comments. Let me know if the mic is better or not. So let's jump in, try to keep this 5 to 8 minutes. This is the weekly chart of Teledoc. We've been talking about it for more than a month now, right? So watching it. Last week there was a fake out, right? There was a big move. Well, actually, was it last week? It was last week. It was a big fake out to the upside, probably clearing some short positions, and then pushed right back down. So it jumped up 21%, and then it dropped back down 18% back to the lows. I was actually in a couple positions already, and but the chart is, I'm looking at long term. I didn't close my positions because I saw something similar on PayPal, except for they did it overnight, and the chart lined up long term. I had done my research. I looked at it. I mapped everything out. 90+% off from the all-time highs, 2-year correction. Bullish divergence for more than a year. It's been going through this bottoming phase all the way since April 2022. So more than a year, and plenty of bullish divergence, right? So now we have a pending buy signal on the weekly chart. The day closed, it was pending buy. So tomorrow, it will say buy signal on the daily chart. Like I said, I was already in it here, and even on the daily as well. I was calling it out. Let's see. Let's zoom in here on the daily chart. Yeah, I started building the positions back here in the buy signal, and it pumped up, and I was up pretty good, and then it dropped back down. And instead of getting out or around break even, or knowing that it probably go negative, I just held it, right? And I just figured that if it's like a PayPal play, it was I was taking a chance by not getting out. But in hindsight, it gapped up and everything worked out fine. So let's go back to the weekly chart. So on Friday, this will turn from a pending buy signal to a buy signal. And we've had this bullish divergence, and that could be a slightly higher low. So if you switch it to like the line, you can see it. It's like that was the lowest close, and this could be a slightly higher low. And as it pumps up, the faster it pumps up, the more I believe it's going to come back down, probably do a retest of this trend line, and then make its next move out. So be aware of that. You can chase it if you want to, or you can wait for like a pullback on the daily chart or a lower time frame. And really you would let's see what I'm trying to do. Let me move me out of my way on my screen. It could pump up like this, right? Come back down as an awareness. As of right now, it's bullish, but this makes a lot of sense too, right? And you can see how far the green trending line is. So it just takes time for it to like get going, right? So if that's the trending green line or the trending dots, depending on what I have it set on, they both are the same. It's just one looks different than the other. But let me change this to green just like for that effect, right? So you can see how the trending lines coming down, it's red, 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 you know, green there for a second on that pump. And then you've got green here. But now it's starting to turn green again, or yeah, it is. And it'll probably just take some time to curve around, right? And similar to a moving average. It's not a moving average, but similar to a moving average. And as it comes out, price could come down or go sideways too, right? Like, so it could go sideways, let it catch up, bounce off of it, and then make that next move up. So just be aware of that. That was a big day. That was more than it was. It closed 27%. So it was a massive 27% bounce. And so I would expect, yeah, it could keep pushing up. But at some point it's going to come back and put in a lower high, and then that could be your higher probability entry, right? So if you're looking at the higher entry, say this is a lower high, well, that retracement back to here and bounce would be the higher probability anyways. So down here it was higher risk, but it didn't really feel like high risk for me, just because we've been watching it for so long, and it's been going through such a bottoming phase that we weren't trying to call the bottom all the way back here. Kathy Wood, I saw a video from a year ago that was talking about $34. It's a really good buy. Well, that was a year ago. Fast forward, now we're a year back, and we were talking about it at less than $23, right? We didn't catch the bottom wick, but that's not what my plan is. So that's the weekly. Let's switch some of this back here and try to keep the speed up here. Don't want to. So zooming out a little bit, right? This is, I have stock and I have options. So the options are going to be shorter term plays as they expire August 25th. I think I have a couple on the 18th as well. And I did close a couple of or more than a couple of the options on that big move today, because it was such a massive move that in options expire. It was just like, it was such a flush that I closed out some of them, right? But I left some of them go, see how tomorrow is, and the next day, and so on and so on. Tomorrow could be a wick up and then starts building up, like what looks like a bull flag, right? Let everything kind of catch up and then make its next move up. Well, what if that doesn't happen until the middle, or 3 to 4 weeks from now? Well, I'd start losing money on those options. So that's why the options, when it gets a big move like that, sometimes I close out a strong amount, and then move them into stocks, because being on the weekly chart, this is a longer term play for me on stocks. That's the hope, that's the plan. And as you zoom out, you see the potential here. It hasn't retested the 200-week moving average since November 2021. We're talking about more than a year and a half. It hasn't retested it. The 200-week moving average is currently at $109. So we move it out of the way, $109.49. That's massive. This target one is such a large bounce. So from this breakout to say the middle of the box, call it 50% bounce. The second target, close to 100% bounce. These are massive moves. Bitcoin's highest bounce so far is 100%. So this, just the second target would be, and Bitcoin went above the 200-week moving average. So you're talking about 150% roughly to the third. And you get the idea, over 225, almost 300% bounce to the 200-week moving average just to retest it. So it's been crushed. The top was, it's like 94% off the top, and it's been crushed, right? So it reached $308 in that last bull run. So now I have these two other targets. Like, these are more like shorter, like more like midterm targets. And this is like, hey, you had a great day, great call, one to tell the kids about, right? Like more like the NVIDIA. And then of course, if it did take off like NVIDIA, price would be back up here making all-time highs. So not too worried about that. First, worry about the breakout. It happened, and we should be getting a buy signal close on Friday. So we'll see what that is. Maybe it comes back down to this $27 level and still closes above it. Then we'll worry about the next target and then the next target and take it, really level by level, not to get ahead of ourselves and go from there. So that's what I'm watching. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Do your own research and, never risk more than what you can afford to lose. I didn't, bet the farm on this, as they say. I didn't put all my chips in, but I did go more than lunch money. I went stocks and options. And like I said, I took some of the options off the table just because there's such a big pump and, want to realize those gains. Unrealized gains look great. Realized gains, are much better for the account. So that's what it is. I'm going to get this uploaded. Twitter subscribers and of course Discord members. Thanks for everything. I appreciate your support. And then I'll make this public, towards the end of the week or so. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.